Facts, Part 67. If you get bitten by another human, you absolutely have to go to the hospital as soon as possible, preferably right away. This is because the amount of bacteria that is in a person's mouth could kill you if it enters your bloodstream.
Down by the bay, where the watermelon rot, If you go home, just don't get caught,
Creepy fact of the day. Did you know if you wake up at 4:20 a.m. in the morning and run around your house 69 times screaming, "I'm cracked at Fortnite," a strangely identical shadowy figure that looks like your mother will beat your
Knowledge you wish you didn't know. Female mummies in ancient Egypt were always more decomposed than their male counterparts, and for a long time this confused researchers. Until they realized the male bodies were embalmed a lot sooner. The female bodies were kept at their families' houses until they started to decompose to keep people from having sex with their corpses.
Disturbing facts that will ruin your day, Part 9. You can't die of old age. Only from diseases brought on by age. This man was buying cigarettes from his hospital bed in 1950. After death, the enzymes from your digestive system begin to digest your body. You can get stuck on a plain toilet if you flush while sitting down, and your body forms a perfect seal on the vacuum toilet.
Knowledge you wish you didn't know. Gandhi was racist and sexist. He kept a bunch of underage girls with him all the time. He would bathe with them, get full-body massages from them, and sleep naked with them in order to test himself. He also thought women were responsible for their own sexual assaults and was totally cool with fathers killing their own daughters after they had been sexually assaulted for family honor.
Blood-curdling facts that you wish you never knew, Part 3. The first firefighter killed in 9/11 attacks was struck dead by a falling body in the courtyard. One of them was killed on his way in, and the other was killed on his way out. Right now, there are tiny little bugs on your face munching on your dead skin. Your bones are wet. If you don't have kids, you will break an unbroken line of children that has gone on for tens of millions of years. A scientist studying death asked a man who was about to be executed by a guillotine if he would blink after his head was chopped off. He ended up blinking for 30 seconds. Most laugh tracks for TV shows were recorded in the early 1950s, meaning that you hear dead people laugh. If you're attacked by a bear, it won't try to kill you like other predators. Instead, it'll just start eating you. One day someone will mention you for the last time, then they'll never ever mention you again.
How to Traumatize Children, Part 3. The Last Unicorn is an incredible children's film that dives into very adult territory. In the carnival scene, the unicorn is set free, and proceeds to pay it forward to her fellow caged animals, all of whom are harmless creatures made to look like terrifying beasts. All except one, a frightening and twisted, three-breasted harpy with a chilling shriek and some of the most piercingly evil eyes of any movie antagonist.
Blood-curdling facts that you wish you never knew, Part 5. Despite if you're using incognito mode, Wi-Fi routers actually keep logs of what websites you visit, and the owner of the router can check this whenever they want. So hopefully you don't have anything to hide. A woman in Russia had a shit ton of twins, triplets, and quadruplets with the same man, totaling to 69 children. Nice. Tarantulas taste like shrimp. According to some cannibals, the most delicious part of the human body is the eyeball, and they especially like licking them. The skin on your lips is the same skin that's on your butthole. Dolphins sometimes bite off the head of a fish and masturbate into the decapitated body. A bubble caused by false vacuum decay could be growing through our universe right now, destroying everything it touches, and we would have no idea because it travels at the speed of light. 2020, please no.
How to Traumatize Children, Part 6. In a 1994 episode of The Magic School Bus, Miss Fizzle takes her entire class on a road trip to outer space. The class visits each planet, using the Magic School Bus, which at the time served as a spaceship. While on Pluto, Arnold, the naysayer of the group, loses his cool and throws a temper tantrum. What surprises us, however, is that Arnold decides essentially to kill himself, taking off the helmet attached to his spacesuit.
Blood-curdling facts that you wish you never knew, Part 19. Facebook was forced to shut down 2 artificial intelligence robots named Alice and Bob because they started communicating with one another in their own language. If you ever win the lottery, you're 120 times more likely to be killed by an immediate family member. A sloth has nipples in its armpits. In the 17th century, there was a man named Tare who could eat his entire body weight in just one sitting. And despite being pretty skinny, he would swallow live animals, eat human corpses, and was even accused of eating the body of a 3-year-old toddler. An 11-year-old boy named Konarak escaped Jeffrey Dahmer's apartment but was later returned to Dahmer by police, and he killed the boy just 30 minutes after. It's commonly believed in religion that angels look like this, but according to the Bible, they actually look like this.
These are things that you do not want to know. Part 1. On average, a solar storm happens every 150 years, and the last time a solar storm happened was 155 years ago. So that means we are overdue. After you die, your brain will still be active for about 7 minutes, so you will know when you die. Spiders usually travel in groups, so if you see a spider in your room, there's probably a few more. And for the last one, if you're not following me, this will be in your closet tonight.
The absolute worst ways people have died, Part 5. A guy tried to rob a place by crawling through a sewer pipe, but he ended up getting stuck inside, and then the rats found him and started eating his face for days. He actually managed to kill some of them by biting them to death, but he didn't survive. A German soldier was told by Russian soldiers that they'd shoot him if he stopped playing the piano. The guy almost played for 24 hours without stopping, but then he started crying and asking for mercy. The Russians laughed and shot him point blank.
Mandela effects that are going to make you question your reality. Mandela effects are when a bunch of people remember something incorrectly or something that doesn't exist at all. Some people believe they're proof of parallel universes. Finish this line, I'm a Barbie girl. You probably said in a Barbie world, right? Wrong. The correct lyrics are actually in the Barbie world, which just sounds so wrong. I bet you didn't know that California Girls by Katy Perry was spelt like that. I swear I was obsessed with this song and I always remember it being spelled normally. Oh, and Curious George doesn't have a tail. He never did.
Man-made diseases caught on tape. The death of Kim Jong-nam. He was the half-brother of Kim Jong-un, and supposedly Kim Jong-un killed him. One day at an airport, Kim Jong-nam was grabbed by a girl. He was walking around. A girl grabs him from behind and wipes oil on his forehead. Later, he complains to the airport staff about his forehead, pointing to it. They then bring him to a medical center. Later, there's video of him slumped in a chair, but I'm not going to show it on TikTok. He was pronounced dead in a span of 2 hours. This girl was later arrested that day for doing it. She was Vietnamese and she said she thought it was baby oil. She said men came up to her saying it was baby oil, and if she wiped it on somebody's head, she would become a YouTube star. The 2 girls were released and it was believed that Kim Jong-un hired them YouTube guys. The oil was VX nerve agent. It's an extremely toxic synthetic that was made by humans for biowarfare. Basically, a disease made for war. Like this video if you want a part 2.
Blood-curdling facts that you wish you never knew. Part 7. A man was working outside when a fly flew into his eye for a split second and laid eggs. When they began to hatch, they started eating his eye from the inside and he began to go blind. The magnapenis squids are a group of rarely seen sea creatures that live 4,000 feet below the surface of the ocean and are believed to grow up to 27 feet long. 20% of young children report hearing voices. The average person only sees 5,000 movies in their lifetime, and Netflix has over 7,000 movies. So if you want to know which ones to watch, there's this really great app, click the link in my bio. Even if you follow the 5-second rule, tiny insects can crawl on your food and you'll eat them without knowing. For the role of Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz, actress Judy Garland was forced to live on a diet of coffee, soup, and 80 cigarettes a day. And the actors who played the Munchkins groped and molested her, and she was even slapped by the director for laughing during a scene.
I'm glad so many people care about this because I could talk about it all day. But a lot of you wanted to see pictures, so I'll show you. This is the one everybody's asking for. This is green boots, hence the neon green boots. Everybody was saying he's not there. From the research I've done, he's still there. I know he disappeared in 2015 and resurfaced in 2017. I don't really know what happened to him, but from what I've researched, he's still there. Obviously, I don't know for sure. I've never hiked Everest, so I don't know. But from what I've looked up, he is still there. This is the man in the sitting position, David Sharp. He sat down and he froze there, and he was actually still alive when he was frozen there. But people knew that passing by him, but there's nothing they could really do for him, so he eventually just passed away in that position. This is Sleeping Beauty. There's pictures of her face too, but I didn't want to include them. You can look them up if you want to see them. But there's a whole story about her, and hers is really interesting, so I would look that one up. These are just random pictures. This is people hiking, and that's a body right there that they're passing. And another one. Let me know if you want more videos.
Child Killers Part 1, Eric Smith. On August 2nd, 1993, Eric Smith was only 13 years old when he lured a boy into the woods. He was riding his bike to a local summer camp to where he saw a 4-year-old boy, Derek Robbie, walking alone to the same camp. Smith lured him into the woods and then dropped a rock on his head. He then proceeded to sexually assault him in ways that I'm not going to say. So at around 11 a.m, Derek Robbie's mother went to the park to pick up her son, but he was never there and they said he never arrived. 4 hours later, his body was found in the woods. So at first, no one really knew who could have done this to him. There was not really much evidence. Eric was kind of suspicious because he was hanging around the investigation quite a bit. So within days of the murder, Eric confessed to his parents and they took him to the police station and he was arrested. One thing to note, when he was younger, he killed animals.